Alex Hormozi just sold 3 million copies of his book in 72 hours. But the real story isn't the book. It's the 12 playbooks that he upsold people for $6,000 a pop that contain all the systems that run his 250 mil a year business. And one of those is the closing playbook. And luckily, I got my grubby little mitts on it. And inside this are 6 closes that Alex Hormozi uses. And these work 80% of the time on any objection. Close number 1 is, what's your main concern? Hormozi says this is his most used close. If a prospect's on the call and they're stalling, you ask, well, what's your main concern? What are you afraid of having happen? This gets to the real objection rather than letting the prospect hide behind surface level bullshit. And if they don't respond well to that, you can make up a humorous scenario just to ease the tension. Hormozi says something like, so you're afraid that I'm going to steal your money and spend it all in Vegas? They'll laugh and then they'll say no. But then you're back to talking about the sale because they've admitted it might be a money thing. And this is a great close because it doesn't let anyone hide. You confront them head on. Close number 2 is the reason close. And what this does is flip the objection. The frame behind this is you basically saying the reason you're telling yourself you don't want to do this is the exact reason you should. So if they say they can't afford it or it's a money issue, you'd say, how long do you want I can't afford it to be on your list of excuses in life? The fact that you don't have the money is the reason that you need to do this more than ever. If they provide a time-related objection, the fact that you're short on time is probably the exact reason you need to do this. This is going to save you time. If they need to speak to their partner, the fact that you even have to consult your partner about decisions like this might be the reason that you need to do it in the first place. And again, this is quite confrontational, but whatever people are holding on to, typically they become a slave to. The thing that they're using to avoid the decision is the thing that they're casting power to. But when you break the chain and get them to think about it differently, the power returns. The reason that they're holding themselves back is the exact reason they need to do it. Close number 3 is the hypothetical close. One of my favorites. When the prospect's stalling, you simply ask, if this was perfect, would you do it? And 9 times out of 10, they're just going to say yes. And when they do, you reply with, well, what's the difference between what we've got and perfect? They're then going to tell you every single reason or every single concern that they have about working with you. Then you confront them. And it works incredibly well because most people just can't articulate what perfect looks like. And when they realize they can't, it becomes pretty clear that they're just being indecisive. Now, quickly, if you want to learn how to win more clients on LinkedIn, I've put together a free 15-minute training which contains the 6 secrets to generating 6 figures with no cold DMs and no ads. It's not quite $100 million, but it will get you to 100 grand. And I've put a link in the description if you want to grab it. Close number 4 is the zoom out close. This can stop people in their tracks. All you have to say is, let's zoom out for a second. You want help with X? And we help people with X. What's getting lost in translation here? And hopefully they'll open up. But if not, and they keep scrutinizing or they're questioning every little detail, you can hit them with something like this. Do you think that overanalyzing might be the real reason that you haven't made something like this happen yet? At the end of the day, you just need to decide if this thing that we've got makes it more likely that you'll hit your goal than doing it on your own. And if you tried that already, which you mentioned you have, then maybe this is just the thing that you've been waiting for. Close number 5 is the 1 to 10 close. When someone's stalling, you just say on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, I'm not interested, I never want to see you again, and 10 being, oh my God, take my money, where do you see yourself? If they say 10, great, let's rock and roll. If they say 9 or below, all you have to say is, well, what would make it a 10? And hopefully they're going to tell you the gap between where they're at now and what perfect looks like. And if you can do it, you tell them you can do it and say, I can take care of that for you. Are we feeling about 10-ish now? Quick joke. What time does Sean Connery get to Wimbledon? About 10-ish. Anyway, this close is super effective. It makes them rate themselves, which forces clarity. And then when they tell you what's stopping them being a 10, you know exactly what to handle. Close number 6 is Hormozi's favorite. Best case, worst case. You say, let's consider the options. Both of them are risk-free, but only one is guaranteed to not get you the result you want. So option 1 is you do the thing, you get the result, and life is awesome. Option 2 is you don't do the thing, and you don't get the result you want because you didn't do the thing. Option 3, you do the thing, but you don't get the result. I do this sometimes on sales calls. I call it the scenario ladder, and I give them 4 scenarios, A, B, C, and D, and I draw it out on a Zoom whiteboard. Again, it gets them to self-diagnose and self-identify. And what that does is start to reframe the entire decision. They're not choosing between buying and not buying. They're choosing between outcomes. But anyway, these 6 closes work because they're not manipulative. They remove the obstacles that are stealing someone's power to actually make the decision that they need to make. And the good thing is you only need 2 or 3 per obstacle. You don't need to memorize them all. Just pick a couple that feel right for you, change them into your own desired format, and then drill them again and again until they're stuck in here. If you want more stuff like this, hit subscribe. I'm going to break down the other books when I get to them, but this one has been brilliant. And before I go, if you want to see the exact roadmap that we take clients on, you can either download that free training I mentioned, or you can watch this video here where I break down the entire process of how we help coaches and consultants scale to 10K, 15K, 20K, in some cases even 25, 30K a month using organic content without any DMs or expensive ads. So if you want to watch that, it's in this video here. If not, I will see you soon.